Outriders is a third-person looter shooter where you can team up with two other friends and push through a roughly 15-hour narrative experience, leveling and tuning your character as you go. At the start, you'll choose between a set of 4 classes which complement each other in battle. One choice is the Devastator, a walking tank that heals by killing enemies in their proximity, incentivizing aggression. They pair well with a character like the Technomancer, who hides in the distance using gadgets and long-range attacks to control and debuff enemies. As you might expect, given People Can Fly's pedigree, Outriders feels fantastic to play. Rolling around the combat arena and struggling to stay alive as you pump out abilities and blast your way to victory is another thrill. The game's combat feels exquisitely paced, thanks to the World Tier system, which offers players an adaptive difficulty meter that scales as you progress, growing higher as long as you complete fights without dying. In Outriders, there are no microtransactions or loot boxes, which would be music to the ears of many scorned fans. There's no PvP either. It's a purely cooperative experience for now, but the endgame is particularly meaty, so don't worry, you're going to be playing for a while. Ultimately, it's a strange hybrid game that is trying to warp the genre with its own unique ideas. Its narrative focus is admirable, given that most games of this style dodge it entirely. Bucking the trend, Outriders is full of charming characters that you will come to love and grieve for across the course of the campaign, which whisks you between dilapidated cities, lush jungles, and arid deserts. The premise isn't anything groundbreaking, but it's definitely coming at this kind of sci-fi story from a different perspective. The game is inspired by Polish folklore, and the character and enemy designs are consistently diverse and interesting. It toes a very careful line between true grit and aloof humor in its writing too, which is refreshing. It really isn't afraid to subvert side quest conventions, which often leads to cute narrative surprises for players who may be tired of the dull fetch quests seen in other games. Outriders has them, but at least People Can Fly is self-aware about them. Even if the servers suffered a bit around launch and we got booted out a couple times, we still came back to Outriders, which says a lot about how captivating its combat can be.